Hello, it's Dan here. I hope you're good. Now, something I talk to my anxiety clients about quite a lot, it's something they generally bring up quite early on, is this issue of why do I feel anxious? Now, there might be something specific you feel anxious about, but you know logically there's no particular reason for the anxiety because things aren't going to turn out that way anyway. Or perhaps everything in life is good, yet still the anxiety and the thoughts and the feelings kind of rumble on. And we can spend a lot of time thinking back over why do I feel like this? What contributed to it? What went on in my past that means that I'm struggling with the anxiety now? And you can really get quite frustrated and spend a lot of time dwelling, overthinking on possibilities, or was it this, or was it something I don't remember, or was it way back? And really getting caught in this cycle of just getting more and more kind of anxious, worried, stressed, frustrated because you can't explain it. And that's kind of the thing about anxiety. In most cases, it isn't kind of explainable in the sense it's not logical, it's not rational. It's just you've got stuck in this pattern of thinking and feeling and doing things in the same kind of way. So that rather than spending ages thinking about why do I feel like this, generally what happens is you develop certain patterns of thinking, feeling. You could have been doing it a long time. Maybe you've got a general tendency to worry, to overthink, and for whatever reason, it's just exacerbated and grown right now. In certain cases, there can be a specific incident. You're all right before, and then afterwards, in particular situations, you get anxious stuff. But often I find either a build-up of a whole load of things, and then it's kind of this kind of psychological tipping point that trips into anxiety, and you just get stuck with those thoughts, feelings. Or it's just a general pattern, and for whatever reason, it exacerbates, it explodes, and you're kind of stuck in that same old pattern of catastrophic thoughts, unwanted feelings, and it just kind of rumbles on and on. So rather than spending ages trying to work out why, and even if you did know, even if you thought you'd found out why you feel anxious, it doesn't actually change anything now. You're still stuck with the same pattern. You still need to do stuff about it. Rather than get stuck in that why question, I would suggest starting to think about, how do I do this? How do I do my anxiety? What am I doing in my head and my body that means that I feel anxious? Because it's much easier to change an anxious thought. If you're just imagining something, it's quite common with anxiety. You imagine negative scenarios, worst cases, or you talk to yourself in your head about catastrophic things that could happen, and you feel those kind of feelings. So once you identify what am I doing, how am I doing it, it is much easier to change a thought to another thought, or to change a feeling to another feeling, than spend ages just thinking back on what you used to do and what used to happen back then. That doesn't really contribute to anything right now, and you may never get an answer. So working out what do I do, how do I do it now, means you can start to identify what do I need to change, because once you start changing those thoughts, once you start changing those feelings, you start feeling better and better. So rather than spend ages on the why, focus on the how am I doing this, what am I doing, how do I then change it, how do I move forward, and how can I start feeling more calm, more confident, more in control.